Passports up, everything else down. It's the man, the myth, the legend. You already know my name is Yesh. Salute to all you all. I want to talk about this. I'm live right now. So make sure y'all share the stream because it's going to be heavy. There are certain things that are happening in Colombia, Brazil, places overseas. The issue is that, for what I've been saying for years, there's a lot of weirdos going overseas. Weirdos. There's a lot of dudes that's going overseas who have psychological issues, who are demented, they touch children, they are anger issues, they're violent, and so forth and so on. There are a lot of them, right? And you guys got to understand that this is going to happen. The more they have programs that the U.S. share with other countries, like the Angel List or Angel program, that shows you which guys have touched individuals overseas, they get stopped and they not let in certain countries, right? Like Colombia. And I'm happy for those programs, right? Just think about this. I've been castigated for years. My people haven't shared my content. They didn't promote me as much as they did everybody else because Yesh don't seem like the type that we want to promote because they want to promote weirdos. They want them dudes that do touch children. They want them dudes that are demented. They want them dudes that are angry at women. They want all of those, right? And just think about this. These guys are traveling overseas like never before, but there are certain countries that don't want them there. But guys have promoted their channels, have big dirt balls up, dudes that beat on women, like the dude that was caught over in Africa and they wanted him out of there, and you could hear the woman in the background like hurting and basically crying, right? So just think about that. So shout out to all my Blue Book gentlemen. This is going to be a heavy stream, so y'all need to share this even when I cut it off. I'll look at the chat in a second. But we got to look at proximity versus participation. Just being around someone doesn't necessarily mean that you share their ideology, right? But however, there's a gray area. When you can sense something is off with someone and you choose to ignore it, that's where moral and psychological connection begins to have that little gray area and begin to be a lot blurry, right? That's when the ambiguity happens. And this doesn't mean necessarily that someone is guilty by association, right? But this does mean that you want to turn a blind eye because either three things: you're scared, you are with it, or you just want to avoid it because you want friendships. And it might be a fourth one, right? But I don't know. I'm only talking about with the stuff that I see throughout the years, right? So just think about this. Everybody, like they do, they sensationalize news and just run straight to it. Don't know if somebody's guilty or not. They just run. But I know weirdos. I know dirtballs, right? And I know this for a fact that a lot of you have never shared my content. A lot of you have, I don't like that Yes dude. He seems too militant. He seems too harsh. They actually told some of my good friends this. And my friends are like, what? And my friends wanted to call him soft. I'm like, no. I know what type of person that is. That's a person that loves a person that touches children. A person that loves people that are angry at women, and so forth and so on. And I always disassociate myself from them all of these years. We're going overseas within the United States, and I promote dating here. If you want to date afar, you could. It's all your choice. I have nothing to do with that. But we need to do it in a moral sense, right? Not conjecture, not made up things that you got from cults and all of that stuff. Cults, C-U-L-T, right? We don't want that. So I told a lot of guys, you are who you hang out with, right? You guys don't believe that, but I believe that to the fullest extent. You are who you hang out with. I don't care what it is, right? They do dumbs, you gonna do dumbs. They spend their money unnecessarily, you gonna spend your money unnecessarily. They wanna buy whores all day, you wanna buy whores all day. That's all you focus on. Now, if you decide to do your thing and then go do other things outside of that, no. These guys that go overseas strictly focus on whores, prostitutes, and all of those things alike, right? And they spend all day just thinking about it. They demented, there's something wrong, there's something that's off. If you choose to do it every now and then, that's on you. Go to a gentleman's club. You know, I'm not gonna knock it, you're gonna still do you. But there's a way to do it to see, because many people, kings and stuff that had concubines and all of that, we can look in throughout history, Mansa Musa, on up, right? But a lot of these guys who you saw on camera, and this is why I watch who I go on streams with, this is why I controlled and I was castigated all of these years. Cats didn't promote my books, they didn't buy my books. I don't like Yesh, Yesh is this. They call me all type of names, don't want to promote my channel, my subscribers don't go anywhere, none of my videos. And they always say, I do live streams often, right? Every now and then, but they still are quite aligned with, I do, oh yes, I'm glad you're back. They're only glad I'm back because I do videos or put out videos where I'm not saying anything about women that's talking bad about guys going overseas. I'm glad you're back. Where were you my 10 live streams ago, right? But there's psychological dynamics between that, right? There are three cognitive just mechanisms that we can look at, that we can point to, and we can gravitate to when we look at the whole of this passport bros and going overseas. There's one thing that dudes do, and I know they're weirdos, right? They do a thing called selective perception. This means they'll see something, right? And they'll see a person right in front of them. They'll act like they don't notice it, or they only want to see it, right? In a person because, or they don't want to see it in a person because acknowledging it means that it creates some sort of uneasiness. And this is why dudes get to go overseas and do some of the most weirdest stuff and these dirt balls all over online that's going overseas. And this is why I wrote the hashtag Passport Bros book, The Official Ideology, because of this. Go get that book. I wrote this because of this, right? There needs to be certain placations and certain second. Hopefully you heard that second one. Again, the second one is moral disengagement. The second one is moral disengagement. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm in my crib. It's kind of a little bit, let me try to go out. Wait, let me give this third one and then I'm gonna go outside, because then the third one is proximity bias. The third one is proximity bias. This means the closer you are to someone, the more like you're okay with their quirks and you're okay with their pathology. Their pathological nature, you're okay with it. The pathological nature. You're fine with it. You think it's cool. You think, yo, I'm cool with that person, so I'm gonna let the weird stuff about them go. I'm not going to mention the weird things about them because I don't want to offend them, because their quirks and their pathology doesn't really bother me because it doesn't affect me directly. Now that I've given those three things, I'll do a separate video on it, right? Hopefully y'all can still hear me. J. Clyde, what up? Zeke, what up? East Coast Kev, what up? Shout out to everybody else in here. Hopefully y'all can hear me. If y'all can hear me, hit one, J. Clark. But you have those three things, right? You have Rel. What up? That's Rel? Yeah, that's Rel. You have those three things. You have selective perception, you have moral disengagement, and you have proximity bias. You have those three things that dudes do on the internet. So when you hear a case of one of these dudes who are weirdos, something coming out about them, something happening with them, you guys overlook it because of those three things. One of those three variances, right? Selective perception, moral disengagement, and proximity bias. Those three things. You guys overlook it because it's one of those three things. But you know what I notice? When you meet a person like me, yes, Jonas, everybody holds me to a certain standard. For some reason, I don't know why. They'll let everything go with everybody else, but hold me to a certain standard or look at me from a certain light. And I've never understood that. I said, yo, how can you let that go with that weirdo, but you try to call me out on what I do? You know why? Because first of all, my voice is powerful. Second of all, they can feel my energy, how I'm not a liar, I'm not a weirdo, or anything like that, right? They can see I'm honest. I'm not trying to get over on them. But they'll let it go with that person because they'll let their pathology go, their sick quirks about them go, right? And I've never understood that. A person like Clyde and Rel, they'll call you to the carpet on it. That's why I like friendships like that, right? They'll call you on the carpet, yo, you was kind of, yo, you need to let this go, or yo, and that's the difference. I got people that see me from a certain light and hold on to me in a certain light, but they still call me out on the carpet because of it, right? They call me on the carpet because of it. And I like people like that around me, right? I like people like that around me. I like surrounding myself around people that are truthful. The environment that these guys grew up in shaped them. This is why they're okay with selective perception. They had to deal with a mama, and they had to determine selective perception. She's shaking her butt in front of them. She's doing all this wild in the ghetto, in the suburbs, right? So they had to operate under selective perception. Now they bringing that overseas. Moral disengagement. They had to go overseas and grow up in an environment where there was more disengagement. Their mother was a stripper. She was on a stripper pole. Their father was a drug dealer, shooting up everybody in the neighborhood, selling people drugs that was going to destroy the communities and so forth and so on. And they had that moral disengagement because of their fathers or the lack thereof, right? Proximity bias. If you're close to all of that ghetto stuff, if you're close to your father slapping your moms or beating people in the neighborhood, your mother or got different guys coming in the house and so forth and so on, your mother's all over the place still trying to be young at a certain age, that's where it connects to proximity bias. Because you like, hey, I can let the pathology go, I can let the quirks go because my moms or pops did it, hey. So when I see it overseas, I don't see nothing wrong with that because you suffer from a pathology yourself. You're sick yourselves because you've seen it for so long. So when you see a guy try to order children or try to molest children overseas, you think, hey, I don't want nothing to do with that. They ain't doing it to me. You see that they want to try to aim for children, or when you see them around prostitutes, because this happens overseas. Some women are not able to have babysitters, so they'll bring their children around because while they're doing their thing, one of their other fellow prostitutes will watch the kids, but the guy is looking at the children instead of the grown woman. Just sickness. And you'll see that And you'll see his eye and keep trying to talk to the children and be around the children. And instead of you saying, yo, that's weird. Yo, leave them children alone. The mother's over there. You're okay with it. At a place like, I don't want to say, because I don't want to put these places in because they have nothing to do with this. But you'll see him chilling in a place like Brazil where all the fellas come. You'll see him in Colombia where all the fellas come. And they'll do these different things, right? And you're okay with it. You're okay with your fellow content creator doing this. So when you hear stories, you're like, yes, you ain't responded to that? No. Because I know you idiots, you people that watch it, you people that share the stories are part of the problem. You all are. That's why this is the first time I'm ever doing a video on any story that came out about men going overseas. This is the first video, and you need to cherish this because it's going to be the last. And you'll see, and you'll be like, yo, why Yesh don't want to mess with him? He's a weirdo. And I can tell. His environment he was reared up in, he's a weirdo. His mother's a weirdo. His father being absent is a weirdo. He's an absent weirdo. He's a dirtball. His uncle, his aunts, everybody in their family are weirdos. And I can tell this. Jay Shaw, what up, yo? And I can tell this. But I can look at it from a pseudo, y'all call me pseudo, cool. I can look at it from a pseudo intellectual vantage point. And I can depict it when you all can. So when you hear stories like this, you sensationalize it. That's just you. You sensationalize it because it's part of you and something that you wanted to do. Oh, yes, who are you to say that? And why are you going to jump the gun and you assuming? No. We're far from, you know what they used to do to people years ago? They used to conspiracy theorists. That's something drummed up by the CIA and you do it. The government gives you trigger words and you guys gravitate to those trigger words to try to disempower the information that someone has. No, you won't never do that with me. You won't never do that with me. And that's why I believe in social responsibility after exposure. This is exactly why I deal with social responsibility after exposure. Because once it comes out that that person was psychologically broken, he was a criminal, he was deceitful, he was a weirdo, others tend to scramble and try to disassociate themselves away from that person. But notice this, that disassociation, it reveals something. Let me repeat, that disassociation, it reveals something. It reveals who had the true insight in the signs and the triggers without being around that person or while they was around that person. Sometimes I go overseas, I shake somebody's hand, you can feel the energy, and I'm like, yo, that dude is weird. Yes, where you going, man? Nah, dude. Yeah, we're going to be here. I'll send him somewhere else where I'm not going to be. I'll send them somewhere else where I'm not going to be. I'll disassociate myself from them. This is why you never see me on nobody's platforms. I always told the guys around me, protect your image, protect your name. The very person that everybody bigged up years ago that passed away, Kevin Samuels, was always telling them to protect their image. Did they do it? No. Are they doing it now? No. Watch who you're around. You see dirtballs on the internet just doing content about travel and every sensational topic that comes up, that person is a weirdo. I said it, that person is a weirdo. I don't deal with them. So the social responsibility after exposure shows you who these people are. You got some people who are on camera with these weirdos, they're just like that weirdo. I don't care if it was earlier, I don't care if it was when they first started traveling. That person, let me say this for the people in the background, and you say, yes, said it, right? That person who associates with weirdo, a dirtball, After something comes out about that dirt ball, that person that ever associated themselves with that is the same damn person. Is the same damn person. You guys want to say, oh, this person is different because you gave them a follow. I know you. This is why you don't like me. My videos should be shared. I should be the biggest overseas streamer in the world. I should be the biggest one in all of these groups because of what I stand for. But since I'm not, and then I look at the audience, I say 100,000 of these motherfuckers are sickos. Excuse my language. 100,000 of these idiots are dirtballs. They're dirty, they're filthy, they're disgusting individuals. I see it. So I don't have to do that social responsibility after exposure. Let me repeat. I don't have to do that social responsibility after exposure. Because anybody that knows life, that knows energy, that knows morals, that knows God, the God of the Bible, the scriptures. I don't care if you don't represent that. I don't care if you don't like it. The true God, the Most High. You know what I noticed? People that talk bad about the Bible. Brother Polite was a staunch advocate against the Bible, against the Quran, and all of these different things, right? I'm not here to speak on the Quran. I don't associate myself with that book, right? But I'm just saying, I'm using that as in context. He was against all of this and still end up having semen found on a young girl that he knew her mother for and in jail to this day for it. The Bible didn't do that to him. The Quran didn't do that to him. The Bhagavad Gita didn't do that to him. Zoroastrian following didn't do that to him. Hindu didn't do that to him. He did that to himself without the Bible or any spiritual system or anything. He did it to himself. And he's in jail right now for touching a child. You're a weirdo, you're a weirdo. You can claim anything you want. You can claim nothing and still be a weirdo and still be hunting after children. So I don't have that social responsibility after exposure because I don't hang around weirdos. All of them guys group up along each other. I don't like YeshYonas, and you dudes fall for it. I don't want to be around him. All of them dudes say they don't like me. You need to not like them. Hold on. I want all of the travel. I hope this video gets thousands of views. All of the fellas that said they don't like YeshYonas because I'm not a weirdo, because I don't be around children, because I'm not none of that, and I still follow the Most High, right? Everybody that say they don't like me, you need to not like them. You need to disassociate yourselves with them this day forward. And you need to promote me. I'm the quintessential Mark, right? And I can stand here proudly and say that. I'm the quintessential Mark for how you should do when you go overseas and travel. I don't have those hiccups. I don't have those vices, those sick, demented vices. I don't have those vices, period, but I don't have those especially. And I'm not saying I'm Gandhi. I'm not saying I'm Martin Luther King. I'm not saying I'm Muhammad Ali or any of these people that you follow. I'm not saying that. I'm YeshYonas. God brought me here. So I get to say that proudly. I stand for something. And I meet a lot of these guys. I met one guy in Brazil, me and my cousin walking down the beach. I shook his hand and just, oh man, it was just such an energy around. I was like, whoa, you could feel the sickness on this person, the mental sickness. I said, dude, you all right? And I asked him, bro, I caught myself, but I had to do it. I said, yo, you all right? Yo, you coming overseas, but you all right? I hope you good. I hope you good. So you need people that's an example that you guys could follow, that you guys could be a part of, that's not about that, and that means it from the core, and means it from the heart. Heart, let me say that, because people just laugh about how I say heart. But you need it. And I got to keep correcting that. They was getting on me for about 5 minutes today about saying heart instead of heart. But I told them I'm from Jersey. Sometimes it comes out. And I thought the deuces with these fellas. I'm a grown damn man with kids overseas, kids that I'll take care of. I don't want nobody, none of these, that's why I'm glad they got the angel program going on in Colombia. I don't want none of you sick individuals going overseas. And when my childs or children grow up, I said childs with an S, that I take care of, that I'll go overseas and see often. And I don't do content when I go over there because it's strictly about family. I'll be in Brazil, nobody even know. Because I do it, I'll be in Costa Rica, don't even know. I'll be in Colombia and don't even know. Because I gotta go over there often. And I'm over there for a mission, curating their lives. A lot of funny dudes moved under the parade of passport, but yeah, they did. Patrick, yo, shout out to Pat. Pat, you're right. They moved under the guise of the term passport bros for their sickness. And now they're trying to muddy up the waters. But I'm the one who comes online to clear this up. I wrote the book. Say, yo, go get Yesh's book. He explains passport bros, but you guys don't do that. You don't do that adamantly. You know what I stand for. You know what I'm about. Y'all need to go over there. Yo, go get this book. Hashtag passport bros, the official ideology. Don't get it confused. You need to say that and stand on your square because you know what I stand for, and I've been doing content longer than all of these guys. But y'all don't do that. Y'all want the newest sensation. You want a dude who has less experience in life, don't even know himself. Don't even know himself as a man. And you guys would rather go under that context. You guys are sick. You guys are part of the problem who do that. Not you, Pat, but the guys that do that. You got to get BMT to promote y'all. I'm not getting nobody to promote my book, Pat. People recognize real. That's an honest statement that we used to say in the 80s and 90s. Real recognize real. In the 70s too, I heard before I was born they used to say that. Real recognize real. So if you guys hear me and you recognize how real I am and you don't promote it naturally, you're a fake individual. Jay Clark said, one of the first things you said when I first met you to always protect your image. Exactly. Jay Clark, to tell you me and Jay Clark was sitting on the phone. Jay Clark said, yo, why you don't want to do content with him? Never. Yo, Jay Clark, why you don't want to do content with Jay Clark? Asked me, yo, why you don't do content with him? Never. Jay Clark never asked me it again. And you know what Jay Clark started doing? Protecting his image. Jay Carter go in their chat, even what he do now. Jay Carter go in their chat and say, what's up? And keep going. He'll chop it up with them in the chat and keep going. Reason why I said BMT is because BMT pushes the passport bro movement, but individual, you know what I don't like? I don't like infighting with the passport bros. I don't like people going to court and then this person being against this person. I think it's too much money out there to be in behind the scenes drama. And people got so much they got going on, I don't like to bother them. When they quell a situation and come together as brothers, then I can, but I don't want to take a side. So I just stay neutral when it comes to that. So some stuff that's going on and I'm hearing and I know people that's involved, I'm like, yo, y'all go handle that and then get that squared away as brothers. But if you don't see yourselves as brothers, you can't see me as a brother because then you'll involve me in it. And I don't want to do that. I want guys to go quell at what they got going on, and when they finally quell it, then they can see the goodness in each other. But there's too much money out there to be made, man. It's too much. This company called Ready Carpet sold their company to HD Supply for $600 million. They started a company throughout all of these years doing good business, right? HD Supply came to them and said, we want to buy your company. You're doing so much business. We want to get into this flooring game. They said $600 million. The son wanted to sell, but the father didn't because the father been in it for so long. But they made $600 million off that sale. So I'm like, it's too much money out here to be arguing about petty, little, small stuff, right? Because somebody said, yo, you came up with Blue Book Gentleman, you scared of somebody take it? No. Because like I came up with that, if I really want to trademark it and stick to it like I wanted to, or should have, or could have, or will, then I can. And I can come up with something else because I'm a creative mind. These dudes that steal shit, they're not creative. They don't have a creative bone in their body, they're weak. Their mental faculties are weak. So how could they come up with something and they can't even get their psychological nature, their pathology about them in a certain, they can't correct that. So they don't have creative bones in their bodies. Michael Darden, what up, bro? Yo, salute MAB Experience. Salute, brother. Shout out to MAB in the building. Salute, brother. So that's what I stand for. Met Marcus A. Brown. You know I have fun, but I'm straight to your face. You know there's an energy about me that you can't play with. And you know I don't go to that stuff. MAB will tell you, but me and MAB had a blast with them two chicks out in Brazil all day long. Me and MAB went to the Christ Redeemer. We with them, we chilled out with them all day long. So I've been around Marcus A. Brown. So he knows my disposition. He knows how I carry myself. I'm a big, tall guy that you can tell is, so me and Marcus A. Brown met each other. Heard somebody said Blue Book Gentleman in, I do stole that from Yes. Yeah, they steal everything from me. So I don't even say nothing. I didn't come up with Passport Bros. King Sigma did. So shout out to King Sigma. All of these years, I'm gonna still give him his credit for coming out with Passport Bros. That term is his. It's not mine. I just pushed it. So I'm not taking his. He just said that on the fly on one of the live streams. People say, yes, where's the live stream? Can you send me a copy? None of you will ever get it. Only my personal guys behind the scenes will get it, yo. Nobody will ever get that live stream because he came out with it. I want everybody to think they created it. They came up with it. I got the dates and everything. And you metadata it's in there. You ain't changing what the original date of when he came up with it. I got that behind the scenes. He got a couple of himself. We good. So we know the real. Everybody can use the term for the next 20, 30 years. And I gave him his credit in the book, #Passport Bros. He came up with that term. I didn't. So, Theory JC. Man, Theory JC, you be on Instagram but won't even come join the chat. Man, I'll remove Theory JC out the group. Theory JC is one of the ones who started with me back in the day, long time ago, and he don't even care about us in the group. So I removed him. For years, he ain't been in there chopping up with us. Theory JC, he's cool. That's my dude. That's my dude. Don't get it twisted. See, when I joke like that, people are like, oh, yes, too harsh. But y'all understand, me and him cool. Blue Book Gentleman is a better name for productive brothers. It is, bro. Yeah, Jay Clyde. Here go Jay Clyde. Jay Clyde started out with him too. Jay Clyde was at the meetups with Theory JC years ago. I'm gonna start doing the meetups again, man. I'm gonna really start doing the meetups. We need productive Blue Book Gentlemen, Passport Bros. We need brothers that are stand-up brothers to come around, yo. You've been going through, well, you come around the fellas and talk about what you're going through instead of going on Instagram. I always see you on Instagram. You come talk to the fellas. We might can put a little change together to help you with something. If you're going through something, sickness, we done that. We went to a school in Brazil when I did the documentary. The documentary is on Amazon Prime, right? But when I did the little bootleg documentary, low budget documentary, we made sure we showed them document. We gave that school thousands of dollars. I came out my pocket and gave that school a loan $2,000. Jay Clyde and all of them know it. I gave that school $2,000. I continue to give places stuff now that they can use. I continue to give organizations money, and I don't even got it like that. I was like, yo, here go 500. I do that on the low for years. That's why y'all like, how y'all keep getting love in these places? Because I take care of these places even without being there. You guys don't. You just go there and try to take from these places. I go there and try to take and give at the same time, push and pull. The fellas always have comedic relief. Yeah, we do. Theory JC, whatever you're going through, brother, we there. I don't care if you got cancer. I don't care if you're going through family problems. I don't care what it is, man. We there to help brothers, man. Just because y'all not a part of the group, y'all don't see how Yesh responds. Sometimes, Jay Clyde could determine my harshness. Grego been around me long enough now. He could determine, Rail could determine it. Vic, shout out to Vic over there in South Africa. This brother is over there living in South Africa right now from Jersey. He grew up in Plainfield, New Jersey. We've been around each other. Vic is over there in South Africa right now. Big, tall, stocky dude. Loving South Africa right now. So, been around cats like that. So these guys know my personality, man. I don't mean nothing by it. So that's what we want. We want brothers who not on that weirdo stuff. We want brothers, and again, you got to siphon and filter the people you're around. If you don't got the, my boy called me. He said, yo, you know that dude that the other day that you met when you came to visit Atlanta? I was like, yeah. He was like, yo, what do you think about him? This is what dudes know how good I am with energy, perception, differentiate who's who. He called me on the phone. I said, yo, you need to stay away from him. I said, that dude means you no good. He was like, all right, cool. Called me a couple days later and was like, yo, you were right. Come to find out, look what he did said I told you, bro. You gotta have that. I got a gift from God that nobody can give me. So, shout out to the Most High. But appreciate y'all, man. Again, just because these weirdos are doing something, just because they got caught out there like that, you need to look at the people that had them around them, because you can't that person. You need the people that bigged up that person, who left comments. Y'all need to go to all of that person who did weird stuff trying to mess with children. Go through their comment section and see all of the guys that left comments in their comment section who couldn't tell that some people were off and they're weirdos. Go to the comment section. Go to the comment section. Look at all of those people. Go right now, look at it, and screenshot the comments, because they're the very people that's in these chats. They wanted to grow without principle. They hung out the dude. They hung it. Yeah, they did. They did, man. They did. So you got to watch. Shout out Man of Tomorrow. Like I said, he built up my channel when I redid it. He built up to where it is. Man of Tomorrow brought a lot of people over here. So salute to Man of Tomorrow. He brought a lot of people over here, man. So shout out to him, man. And a few other cats. I'm still around. I'm still traveling. I'm just not making that type of content no more. There's no point in showing women on screen. We passed that, though. You know how we don't say pause no more? Because we passed that, we grown men. We always say is we passed that. When somebody say, yo, and they start doing that little kiddie stuff, yo, we passed that. We grown men. We blue book gentlemen. We ain't meaning it in that way. So we don't need to explain ourselves. So if I talk about eating a hot dog, I don't know, yo, dude, pause. Yo, I don't want you around me, dog. I don't want you, if that's your reaction, I don't want you around me, bro. You can go somewhere else. We passed that. We grown men. I'm talking about an actual hot dog. I'm not talking about doing something with a phallus as you what you thinking. You need to look at your pathology, your sickness. Because I think you like men at that point. So that's what I say to them. But again, I appreciate all what this has given me. I appreciate all what we've done all of these years, man. But y'all need real stand-up guys who could see the sickness. Yo, once I saw certain dudes, yo, I shook a content creator's hand, and I was like, yo, this dude, he thinks he's somebody because of YouTube. You could feel it. He thinks he's somebody, a fat, nasty, dreaded dude, got dreads in his head, think he's somebody because of YouTube. I said, yo, you cannot be serious. This dude is empty, and he's a loser, and he don't feel secure about himself. When somebody shake my hand, then I don't give a fuck about YouTube. I party with some, bro, some dudes I party with overseas, some dudes I met on the beach. He said, I don't think I've ever said pause. You shouldn't. We passed that. I don't know why we were saying that. Again, but because of the way society was going. My explanation with that, because they was trying to meld us and mold us to appreciate homosexuality. And that's the only reason why cats wanted to separate themselves. So I can understand it. And from that point, that's why I used to say it. But now we passed that, man. I'm not with that. I love women. I'm a heterosexual stand-up sidewalk cracking mother. And I pound the pavement when I walk. So, salute to Man of Tomorrow. Salute to J. Clyde, MLB, Theory JC, Zeke, KG. Salute to everybody in the chat right now, man. Salute to Michael Darden. I met Mike. Shout out to Michael Darden. Cool as hell. But, yo, we passed that. Stay away from those weirdos. Get away from those weirdos. When you go overseas, go with stand-up dudes, man. Whenever I say I'm gonna be somewhere, y'all cool dudes, y'all not weirdos, you don't have this pathology about you, come holler at me, come talk to me. Man, it gotten dark quick. Wow. It's dark out here, fellas. So salute to all y'all, man. I'm doing my thing on TikTok. Hopefully it's Tall Yesh. On TikTok, I'm Tall Yesh, TALLYESH. Go over there on TikTok and join me. Share this stream. Yes, I went everybody. I went at everybody today that hung out with those weirdos, around those weirdos, be with those weirdos. They're the same people as those weirdos who touching children, who over there losing it, who over there getting caught slipping because they think that their drinks aren't going to get drugged or anything like that. All of those guys are the same guys. The guys that think they built like that, the guys that don't know street code, the guys that don't know they're gonna get got overseas. Stay away from those guys, the guys that wanna look at somebody's little brother instead of looking at that grown woman. You mean to tell me you're gonna look at a little child when there's grown women out here? And I understand they're suffering from a pathology, so this is just a flyaway question. You looking at children when there's grown adult women. You know what it's like to be around Leia, even though she was too much booty for me. But she's just a grown woman. Itaguai, a grown woman. Short hair, a grown woman. Sao Paulo, a grown woman. Bruna, a grown thin woman. You know what it's like to be around a woman? And you're gonna focus on a child? You need to be put under the jail. Your heart needs to be under the jail, and your body needs to be in a river. Hate to say it. You don't bother children at all. You don't put yourselves on a woman that's unwanted. She don't want you, leave her alone. Don't try to take what's not yours or that you're going to temporarily borrow because it's just your turn. You're going to take it because she don't want you. Your heart should be under the jail and your body should be in a river. And stand that, man. And because you don't have no friends, you're gonna make a sicko your friend because you got the internet. I think something should happen to you too. Because you don't want to be stand up, you want to be a dirtball. I will never agree to that. Salute to everybody that stands for something. And that's the only time I'm gonna acknowledge any of this. Coming forward in the future, something that happens. I don't care if somebody talk about your favorite country. The hell with them. Yo, yes, you gonna defend Brazil? No. A nation with over 275 million people, over 3 million single women at adult age. They're going through their struggles, raising their GDP. And you think I'm gonna worry about somebody that's saying, yo, Brazil sucks. The women in Brazil, who cares? Colombia this, Africa this, Asia this. Who gives a fuck? You know what? Because you dudes don't got no friends. You're not a grown man. Why would you care about a person talking about a country? Now, if it's just for temporary entertainment in one of your groups and you challenge them on something, but if you get mad, I can't believe you talk about Brazil. I can't believe you talk about Africa. Because they have ill intent for those places. And you need to watch that person and don't listen to them again. Why would I care about somebody talking bad about Brazil? Because, yo, don't you like Brazil? See, that's a trick bag that you people who are raised in environments with women, you get in your feelings. My mother and father have been married for over 50 years. Why would I care about somebody talking bad about Brazil? Yes, you ain't gonna respond? No. People, ulterior motives, get uncomfortable around bros that don't endorse the nonsense. Exactly. MAB, me and MAB hung out together. He know what type of time I'm on. So you guys got to know that. I ain't defending that. I drive a scooter around. Yes, you too big to be on the scooter and riding around. Shouldn't you be in a car? And they be like, yo, yes, you really don't give a fuck what we think. No, I don't. I don't care what you think now. I don't care what you think tomorrow. I didn't care what you think yesterday or a year from now. Why would I care what you think about my future? You don't alter it. I do. My actions alter it. So, long story short, whoever talks about passport bras, we'll use it for entertainment. Some guys just they be in the comment sections and be like, oh, this dude is a clown. Yeah, he is. He or she is. And keep going. We've dealt with that. We moving forward. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Stand up, sidewalk cracking, heterosexual. Salute to all you. Go out there and do your thing.